Hey guys, welcome back. Today's video is a haul video and I am very excited to show you some of these things I got for my birthday from my husband, which I'm pretty excited about. And then two of these I mentioned in my low buy update that were not here yet. So the things that I bought in January for myself didn't arrive until the very end of the month, and my birthday was at the very end of the month. And yeah, there are two non-makeup items as well that I bought that I thought I would show because I was very excited about that. I also did get my Beautylish Lucky Bag. I am not going to talk about those things because I did a separate video, but if you want to see what I got in my Beautylish Lucky Bag, check that video out. I will link it in the cards. And I'm thinking of doing a testing new makeup video with some of these products. There's several different eyeshadow products in here, so if you have one that I would prefer to do in that video, let me know. Let's get started. Let me just start with the three things that my husband got me for my birthday, which, like I said, was at the end of January. I turned 37, which is exciting, and oh my gosh. So he said, give me a list of some things from Sephora and I'll buy like one or two of them. And I was like, okay, sure. So he bought me all three palettes that I put on the list. So the first one is the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk palette. I have talked about wanting this for quite a while. It was on my wish list at the beginning of the year, and it is beautiful. I've only used this once, but I loved it. It's very pretty, kind of pink leaning, obviously. And I've mentioned before, I prefer the formula on her larger palettes over her quads. I don't want to buy any more of her quads. Personally, I don't really think they're worth it, but those larger palettes, I love them. And then, I can't believe it, two more Natasha Denona minis. I'm obsessed. I mean, obviously Natasha Denona is my favorite eyeshadow brand. It just is. So the mini Biba, this one I definitely didn't need. So this was a fun thing to get as a present because I wanted it. But having the full-size Biba and a million other neutral shadows, this was definitely like the most repetitive thing for me out of my collection, but I really wanted it. And I've used this once, and it's great. The formula is great. It seems to be the usual Natasha Denona formula. And just kind of looking at it next to full-size Biba, which I do own, this definitely pulls a bit more peachy, where I feel like the browns in that palette they're either more neutral, orangey warm, or cool. And this is more peach. So there are definitely subtle differences, but obviously didn't need both, but I still love it. And then the mini Love palette, I'm so excited about this one. I have the full-size Love palette, and this is very different than the full-size Love palette, actually. This one, again, I've only used it once, but it pulls very mauve. This almost seems more similar to the Retro to me than it does the Love palette, but I think that's what makes it a great, like, complementary palette to the Love palette, because the Love palette is very pink and purple. It's much brighter, whereas this is more subdued and mauve, but stunning. So let me know if any of those three palettes you would want me to do a look with. Let me just talk about one skincare thing. I had ran out of all of my plain moisturizers. I ended up getting some in PR after the fact, but I was totally out, so I needed to buy a plain moisturizer. And for the first time ever, I shopped at the ULTA inside Target. So in my area, they have had, at least one of the Targets I've been to has this ULTA section. And I saw it before and I didn't understand how it worked. Because there was nobody in there, like no employees or anything. So I was just very confused. I thought it was kind of like JCPenney and Sephora, where there's like a separate checkout and all of that, but there were no employees. So I was just so confused and I never like used it. And then finally, one day I was going to buy like groceries and stuff at Target. This is a side note, but anyway, I figured out how it works. I asked an employee and she said, all you do is there's like this little scan thing where you have to connect your ULTA account to your Target account, which was very, very easy. It took me like 2 seconds, and you pay for the stuff at the regular Target checkout. You don't have to do a separate checkout. So I bought this along with my groceries. It was so convenient. I know this is like a total side note, but I was excited. So you can gain points there, but you can't redeem them. So anyway, The IT Cosmetics Confidence in a Cream. I have had this before. I haven't used this yet because, like I said, I ended up getting some moisturizers in PR, but I have had this before and I really, really like it. I tend to fly through these usual kind of moisturizers because how I use them is I put on a good amount in the morning before my sunscreen and before makeup, but then also in the evening after I do my serums and whatever, eye cream, then I put on a decent amount of this too, and I put it on my whole face and neck. So I go through these pretty quickly, and like I said, I'm excited to have this again. I have had it before, and it's definitely a good one. Okay, this is the last non-makeup thing, and then I have a few other makeup things to show you. This may be the thing I am most excited about. I am so happy I bought this. This is the Revlon One Step Volume Dryer, whatever. It has kind of a long name. I have wanted something like this for a while, and I've heard so much about the Dyson Airwrap, but a lot of things were holding me back. So first of all, I only wash my hair once or twice a week. So I thought that like I would have to only use this on days that I washed my hair. Well, I had the realization that, so what I do is when I want to use this, all I do is keep a spray bottle of water in my bathroom and do a couple sprays, and then my hair is kind of damp. And this is just amazing. I never blow dry my hair. I always air dry it. And then on the days I wanted to style it, I would just straighten it most days or curl it, but it just felt so flat. And I just didn't like that. So I heard a lot about the Dyson Airwrap. I'm not about to spend several $100s because I just don't care enough. And it comes with all these extensions that I didn't want. I didn't want all that stuff. I just want this, like a blow dryer with a brush, and that's all that this is. But it's amazing. This is $60. They sell it at a lot of places. I bought mine at Target, but they also sell it at Ulta, and it's so quick. So I used this right before filming this video. I had washed my hair, I think 2 days ago. It was a frizzy disaster. It looked terrible. And so what I did was just took a couple sprays of my water and then used this. And because my hair is also not very wet, it goes really quickly and it just adds volume, makes my hair smoother. I could have probably spent more time on it to make it a bit better, but yeah, you just like wrap your hair around it and pull it through, and it's so easy. And I was also scared that this would snag my hair, but it doesn't. The bristles are really, really nice. It doesn't snag my hair at all. Like, I mean, some of my hair will be like in this thing after I use it and then I just pull them out, but not much. So it doesn't snag. You just pull it through, gives my hair some volume, takes the frizz out. It's amazing. And some people did say that these are very damaging for your hair, but I only style my hair once, maybe twice a week, and I use heat protectant, so I'm not really that worried about it. It comes with a cool, low, and high setting. I've only used the high setting. It's so convenient. It's easy to hold. It has this part here where you can kind of like pull your hair through. So easy. 5 minutes and I feel like I look like I almost have an actual like blowout, which I never do. So yeah, this is amazing. All right, let's talk more makeup. So I ended up buying this Nars foundation. I was debating buying this one or the new Charlotte Tilbury foundation, but I went on Sephora and my shade is not in stock on Sephora for the Charlotte Tilbury. And I was like, I don't want to go on the Charlotte Tilbury website. It was annoying. I was like, whatever, I'll buy this at Ulta. It is the Light Reflecting Foundation. And I've only used this once, so this I plan on using it more, and then I want to film that testing new makeup video where I can give you some thoughts on it. My only confusion, I guess, if you will, about this foundation. So I have the full coverage one that Nars has. I've talked about in other videos. I don't really like that formula. It's very drying and it settles into my lines. I have combo skin. I don't love that foundation, but I have been using it, mixing it in with other foundations, and I can make it work. But this I just think seems better, especially for me in winter. I'm more dry. So anyway, like I said, I've only used this once. It seemed like a thin formula. I mean, I seem to like it, but again, only used it once. Back to the part where I was a little confused is the color matches. So I ended up buying Salzburg, And this is described as light with warm undertones. The other Nars foundation I have the shade Gobi, which is described as light with warm undertones. Gobi on this one was described as light with neutral undertones. And then for the full coverage one, Salzburg, is described light with neutral. So I was confused if that was a mistake or whatnot. I wonder if it was, because first of all, this is a bit dark, which is strange because, like I said, Gobi matches me perfectly. And I feel like I maybe should have just gotten Gobi because that one in the other foundation matches me really well. So I don't know, I was confused. This had the same description as Gobi in the full coverage. I don't know if this is making any sense, by the way, but it's not the same shade. So anyway, but I'll test it out more. I'll talk about that in a future video. Okay, my Colourpop palette arrived. This is the first Colourpop purchase I have made in well over a year. The last thing I bought from Colourpop was when they first came out with the Hocus Pocus palette in like September of 2020. I don't know, I got sick of Colourpop. I felt like it was so repetitive. Everything they came out with was very boring to me. However, after much deliberation, I decided to get this palette, and it is beautiful. It's so burgundy and smoky. Again, only use this once. It seems to be the theme here. Very nice though. And I thought the shimmers were really smooth and not chunky. Something else, I was kind of getting sick of the Colourpop formula because I felt like their shimmers were so chunky, but they were really smooth in this one, and it's such a beautiful palette. So they had a sale and I got this for $10. I did pay for shipping, but it's originally $14. So anyway, it's the only thing I bought. I'm excited to use it more. So let me know if this is one that I should do a look with for that testing new makeup video, or if you'd want to see this. My Terra Moons order arrived and they were having a sale too. It was like 30-something% off. I think it was a pretty good sale. And some of their single shadows are like $15 for their multi-chromes. So I thought this was the perfect opportunity. And again, only used these once, but they were really, really good. So this palette, these are Cleonad shadows. These two are SEPHORA. This is a random Coastal Scents. But these 10 here are the Terra Moons, and they are beautiful. I will show you swatches. And what I'll do is I will list the colors left to right from the swatches in the description box. So if you want to know which is which, check the description box. So some of these are mattes, some of these are multi-chromes, some of these are just their regular metallics. They vary. Their regular shadows are $6, and like I said, some of like the duo and multi-chromes are $10, $15-ish dollars. So I paid $66 for all 10 shadows and shipping was free. I thought that was pretty good. And the one shade that I wanted the most is this one here. It's called Terrasphere. It's amazing. It's so pretty. These are really pigmented. Just based on the one look I did, I really, really liked them. And I thought that they were really nice. And I do feel like the multi-chromes are a bit easier to work with than these that I have from Cleonad. So these 4 here are the glitter multi-chromes from Cleonad. They're the only 4 shadows I've ever tried from them. Their formula, I would say it's a little bit chunky, but I mean, you kind of get that with some duochromes and multi-chromes. I definitely use a wet brush, whether it's these or these. If I'm using the shimmers, it's a wet brush for sure. But yeah, I thought these were really cool. I was excited to try another indie brand, and from what I can tell on my, first impression, it's a really nice formula. That is it for this video. I am so excited about the birthday gifts I bought and received as a gift too. But like I said, I've only tested these things out one time. So let me know which particular eyeshadow product you would want me to do for that testing new makeup video. This definitely I want to include there because it's the only new foundation I have, but I do want to use it more. I'm a little frustrated with the color match, but it's fine. It's a hair too dark, but is what it is. I don't know, to me, I would assume if a brand has a line of foundations and then they come out with a new line, that the colors would be the same. So who knows, maybe I was just confused. But that is it. Let us know, what do you think? Do you have some of these products? Honestly, the most exciting thing is this Revlon thing. I love it. It's so good. So that is it for this video. Like I said, stay tuned for that testing new makeup video. Let me know what you want to see in that. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.